Hello everyone. Before we start, I would like to introduce to you to every one of us who will be participate in this podcast. Hi, my name is Albert Ting and my student ID is D2025118063.
Hi, I'm Krislee and my metric number is D2025118139.
Hello, my name is Ricky. My student ID is D 2025 111 8074.
Hello there, I'm Bryan Jinoh. My student ID D2025118050.
Thank you, Bryan, for
Well,
sharing your
we
idea. I want
have
to add
been given a
on
topic
Krislee's
to
point.
talk
It's
about
not about
among
vitamins.
us.
And
And the
when we talk
situation
about vitamin, we're talking about
is
the second most
eating a
important
healthy, balanced
nutrient in the
diet
food pyramid.
is
So
important part
vitamin
of maintaining good health
in
and can
vegetables and
help
fruit
you feel
usually
your best.
are very
In your group, discuss ways
high
one
amount
can
and high
maintain their
content.
healthy diet daily.
And I
So
don't really
we
like
are
vegetable
given
that much because it tastes sad. And fruit, on the other hand, it tastes better, and it actually contains a high amount of fibers such as vegetables. But fruit actually quite sweet, so I don't really prefer it. But in the end, it is a good food for us. Other than that, I would like to talk about something interesting like tomatoes. It is good for our skin, and it contains of antioxidant, which is can brighten our pigmentation, so that our skin won't be that dark. Yeah. So in the end, I think vitamin could be one of the most important in maintaining health, so that we are very healthy.
I love your idea, by the way. Next, I will move to my point, which is increasing fruits and vegetables. As we know, fruits and vegetables contains mineral and vitamins. Fruit, as we also know that fruits and vegetables are equally important. Besides, eating them will reduce consumption of unhealthy food. If we choose fruits as snacks instead of chips, sweets, and sugary desserts, we will consume fewer calories and also less sugar. This can lower the risk of obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. I will give two or three example of the fruits and vegetable, which is orange. It have excellent source of vitamin C, which can strengthen our immune system and promote healthy skin. And also, um, watermelon and cucumbers that have high in water content that keeps our body hydrated. So I will give my also I will also give my own experience about vegetables. I used to hate on green vegetable, but my mom insists me of trying it. I was like, it kind of look good. So my mindset is, if not now, then when? After realizing it does taste good. Since then, it is a must for me to eat vegetables. That's all from me.
Okay, I agree with your point that increasing fruits and vegetables is important because they are rich in vitamins, minerals, and fiber which help us stay healthy and strengthen our immune system. However, I believe staying hydrated is also essential for maintaining a healthy diet. Firstly, drinking enough water helps us our body function properly. And water helps regulate body temperature, improve digestion, and carry nutrients throughout the body. For example, people who drink enough water usually feel more energetic and can concentrate better during school or work. Secondly, staying hydrated can prevent overeating. Sometimes people think they are hungry, but actually they are just thirsty. Drinking a glass of water before meals may help control appetite. As a result, people are less likely to consume unnecessary snack or unhealthy food. Besides that, replacing sugary drinks with plain water can reduce sugar intakes. This lowers the risk of obesity, diabetes, and tooth decay. Instead of drinking soft drinks or bubble tea every day, people should choose a plain water. What do you think, Brian?
Well, that's an interesting point, and I agree with all the previous point. But in my opinion, practicing mindful eating habit is one of the best way to maintain a healthy diet. Mindful eating means paying full attention to what we eat and how we eat. Instead of eating in a hurry or while watching television or using our phone, why we should focus on our meal. For example, we should eat slowly and chew our food properly. This helps our body just digest food more easily and gives our brain enough time to realize that we are full. As a result, we are less likely to overeat. Many people eat too quickly and end up consuming more food than they are actually need. Besides that, mindful eating also means listening to our body's hunger and fullness signal. I think we should eat only when we are truly hungry and stop eating when we feel satisfied. Like Albert, not when we are completely full,
Yes,
right?
indeed.
Yes. Why this thing important? This thing or this habit can help us maintain a healthy weight and reduce the risk of obesity. Right, Albert?
Of course.
So anyone want to add suggestion or elaborate more?
Thank you, Brian, for your idea just shared just now. So I want to add on Krislee point. He was talking about nutrient and vitamins. So when we talk about vitamin, we're talking about the second most important nutrient in the food pyramid. So vitamins actually have two types of food that actually contain high in vitamins. So first one is vegetable, second one is fruit. So vegetable, I don't really like vegetable that much because it tastes sad. But fruit, on the other hand, it tastes way better and has actually has sweets, which not really good because high amount of sugar can leads to obesity and other sickness too. But interesting fact, I wanted to talk about tomatoes. So tomatoes actually help to reduce skin pigmentation, so that our skin will be brightened up. And most of the people don't really know that, but this is a good info for those who are wanted to have a good skin and all. Well, and that's that, I guess. Anyone want to add on to my point here?
Well, like you said it before, and Chrisley, I want to add some more of your point. Albert, I really interesting with your point about eliminate processed food. Um, Here I want to add, if we consume too much processed food, like you said before, it may increase the risk of obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. Therefore, reducing processed food is definitely a good step, like you said before. And I also want to add some more about Chris Lee's point about um, increase the intake of fruit and vegetable, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
All
indeed.
right. Eating more fruit and vegetable, like you said it before, can improve our digestion and give us more energy throughout the day. However, I think simply eating healthy food is not enough. It's not enough if we still have unhealthy eating habit. So
Sorry to interrupt you, Brian, but I have to something I would like to say. So, um, when we talk about vitamin just now, like I said, we're
yeah,
referring to two kinds of food. The first one is vegetable. The second one is fruit, and we kind of look upon vegetables. Vegetables, most of the vegetables doesn't have really high amount of calories into it, and that's a good thing because we can lose weight while being full in stomach. Um, and I want to ask actually, does anyone here uh, like tomatoes by
yeah,
chance?
I
Me.
like tomato.
Yeah, we like tomatoes.
Like I said, tomatoes actually good for our body. It can lighten up our skin. Besides that, it actually became a filler to our stomach, so we often getting full without worry getting fat
Daily
because
meals.
most of the tomatoes actually are water instead, and that's a good thing, and probably means that vitamin is important to our human body as well. So anyone here who want to add their point?
Yeah, like you said it before, although it's fruit and vegetables are rich in vitamins, I simply believe and think that eating healthy food, such as like you said it before, fruit and vegetable, is still not enough if we still have unhealthy eating habit. So I stick with my point that mindful eating habits help improve our mental health. So
Uh,
here,
that's great, Brian. But
Okay.
how about Ricky? I think he has
So,
something
no,
to
no,
say though.
let me finish with my point first. So
All right, all right, all
I
right, all right.
want all of you to listen my point. First, when we enjoy our meals without distraction, like I said it before, if we have mindful eating habits, eating become more relaxing and enjoyable experience. How so? It can reduce stress and prevent emotional eating, where people eat because they feel sad. Right, Albert? I'm sure you have done it before. Not only sad, but angry or anxious rather than because they are hungry. So here, I stick with my point that mindful eating is a good way to maintain a healthy diet. I also think that parents and school should encourage mindful eating from a young age. If children learn healthy eating habits early, they are more likely to continue this habit as a result. So, therefore, I think what Krislee point, increase the intake of fruit and vegetable is, I mean, it's a good point, but I think it's not enough to prove that by increase the intake of fruit and vegetable is a good way or the main good point to maintaining healthy diet. So if I ask you to elaborate more your point, uh, how, Chrisley? Or Albert or Ricky want to add some more? I
okay.
don't,
Okay, I want to
I
add.
don't mind.
I would like to support the point of increasing fruit and vegetable. I believe this is one of the best way to maintain a healthy diet because fruits and vegetables are rich in vitamins, mineral and fiber. All these nutrients help strengthen our immune system and keep our body healthy. Besides that, eating more fruit and vegetable can reduce the risk of uh, disease such as obesity, heart disease, and diabetes. For example, eating an apple or banana instead of chips or sweets is much tired choice. But after listening to Bryan ideas, I agree that mindful eating habits are the most effective way to maintain a healthy diet. This is because when we eat mindfully, we are more likely to choose healthy food, control our portion size, and avoid overeating. Therefore, our group agrees that uh, that's all from me lah. What your point, Krislee?
At first, I think that my point is the best, but after hearing Brian's, he talked more about his point, which is mindful eating habits, and I pay attention to what he said. He said that when eating habits means paying attention to what, when, and how much you eat. Choosing nutritious foods build healthier eating habits. And looking deeper into this situation, I think that Brian's point is the most effective because choosing nutritious foods build healthier eating habits that are easier to maintain in the long run. Um, I always keep this one motto for me, which is if not now, then when? We need to change our eating habits because if we get used to our bad habits such as eating snakes or burgers, something like that, even though all the ingredients on the burger is good, but when it's already make it into a burger, it's not an healthy food. But if you separate it into their raw ingredients, it is healthy. That's all from me.
So Albert, you would like to add some more?
I don't know. That's
Yeah,
probably all the point that we're talking
but
about. Uh, wait, maybe they have some. Uh, Probably. How about you, Ricky? You definitely caught my attention just now. Sometimes we are always so wrapped up with healthy diet and so on, but we often ignore the most important element in our body, which is water. Water is important to keep us hydrated, and funny fact to me, water works slightly familiar with coffee and tea because they help us to stay energized without having any side effect. For example, in coffee, it contains caffeine, which at the early stage you will feel much energized, and after a while, the side effect will kick in. You will feel extremely over you feel extremely exhausted without because you're actually scientifically saying that you are borrowing your next hour energy into one. That's why you feel that way. And well, that's that. Let's move on to my point, which is frequent home cooking. I can say that home cooking can be important as well because you can decide your own cooking. You can alter the ingredient at home so that you can have much more healthy food compared you're eating outside like the restaurant, any food stall nearby. And I figure out something that might interesting. If we were going out, we tend to attracted by all kinds of mouth-watering food that our body barely control it. In the end, we end up eating without knowing it, and it's slowly destroying our human body. Compare when we are at home, and therefore, cooking at home can be psychologically effective compared to other point. And probably can
yep,
move to the next point, right, Brian?
that's interesting point by the way. But it's up to you all. So yeah, let's proceed.
Um,
So we have listened to Krislee point, Albert point, Ricky point, my point, myself, and I found it very interesting point. It very support our discussion today. Good elaboration, but right now I want all of us to think and whether you support me or you have another want to add more, that's up to you. But uh, right now we have to decide which point. Yeah, we have to decide which point that you know that support our topic today. So yeah, let's proceed.
Okay, so after hearing all of your explanation about your own main points, I think that mindful eating habits is the most effective way to maintain a healthy diet.
And so therefore I, not just me but all of us, right?
I want to say I do agree with the idea of all of you, and I feel like we're on the same boat because eating habits is quite important too.
So uh you
Yes,
all
yes.
of us want to end this discussion right now or what? So if not, let me just make a conclusion for this discussion, right? You all agree? All right.
Yeah.
So at the end of this discussion, all of us, right?
Probably,
All
yes.
of
Yes,
us,
indeed.
all of us strongly believe that mindful eating is not only about eating healthy food, but also developing healthy eating habit that improve both our physical and mental well-being. And therefore, I think mindful eating is a good way to maintain healthy diet, right?
Okay.
Yes, of course.
So,
Agree.
uh, thank you for your time today. And it's a good point, by the way. I don't want to argue anymore. And thank you once again.
Well,
Thank
that's
you
Thank you
all
very
for
for
much.
our
thank
discussion
you for
today.
changing my
Thank you
mind.
for all of you participate in this podcast, and have a nice day. And I hope all of you will stay
Yep,
healthy,
it's a
and see you next
good
time.
time to see you.